Okay, this is kind of to combat the alien distraction because it's similar to Idolon or a demiurge. A lot of people call them demons, but it's not. Because in the lower keys of Solomon, which is our earlier reference point or preface to what a demon is supposed to mean, it says in their scripts, which we're dealing with snippets of and trying to piece together snippets of what in the past was purposed. With our limited scope of understanding, you can't you can't destruct this information. You only have to is to put it in context and to try to qualify what is meant, not just having a reaction to the words being counter intuition or against what conventional wisdom might be. Because I'm not saying that you should favor these beings or that they're not somehow something that we have to get to the bottom of. We always have to get to the bottom of it. But demiurge is something we gave energy to. An Idalons. A lot of time when people say the demonic, they're talking about the demiurge, and they're talking about Idalons, which are entities that are not born from a mother, but they have been given a artificial power. And so we can't defeat them with anything we've known in the past. We can't defeat them with anything we've done in the past because they're kind of filtered through a 0 point, that's created by pyramids to filter emotions and leave a question mark in your mind. And that's why they built them. Before that, there were pyramids that, before the man even made pyramids, there was already pyramids. But there's supposed to be a 0 point within the pyramid to offset space, time, and from within there, you can't affect things that are happening in actual time. But the demons in the lower keys of Solomon have a balance out. So like they are demons, but they have an angel in them that balances them out. But evil itself just means early, predecessant, to go before. What people are attributing to it is a lot of things like that are separate side things. So like depraved indifference is depraved indifference. It's not evil, it's depraved indifference. It's one of the worst frequencies of destruction. Condemnation prior to investigation, like and depraved indifference and things like that that we have to get to the bottom of it before it does more damage. You got to find out who is depraved indifference and smiling in your face and acting like they're your friends and they're really yes men, and you can't really get anywhere with yes men. They like you and don't like you at the same time. You that's the. And then you have condemnation prior to investigation, which is something that we usually do to wreck ourselves. Taking other people's inventory, you talk about it in AA, but it exists in anything else, even in the political atmosphere. There's people right now who, outside of their own shortcomings, have to bring somebody down. And they always pursuing avenues to try to bog down, persecute, arrest. And it's because of their own shortcoming that they can't measure up. And since they can't measure up, then they have to take actions to counter. It's a compensation, or just trying to balance out like a demon, like trying to balance it out. You can't afford to have people like that around you. Even if you think you can, you're just mistaken, and you're gonna learn eventually. So if you want to say that I'm saying that there's not evil people in the world or something like that, you're wrong, because I can tell you the characteristics. It's just like you can't get to a place that's just quite right with words, but when somebody is trying to manipulate you with those words, then it kind of you kind of core what's it called? You're kind of lining up, you know what I mean, to be able to hit the point right on the meat. Like you'll be able to hit the point, to light the point, like, you know, like a flame tip arrow. You'll be able to hit the point like right on the meat of the bat, where you're not even supposed to get, like it'll be surprising. Like, you can't do that. Like, what do you mean? I could do anything that within you know, with a perspective on of what reality is. I could do a lot more than somebody without it. So that maybe that seems like you're getting away with much, and those iniquitous people feel betrayed when you do the right thing too. I noticed that when you experience real growth, and you start and you do the right thing with regards to spiritual growth, then there's going to be people that feel like you betray them. It's just, you know, if somebody perceives you're at the top and they don't know what it really goes into it, then they think that you're supposed to help them. Like, they believe it's a scholarship or something. Like, they think there's a program out there in the world that makes a path and a way for people who want to come up like you. When everybody who ever success, they cut a lane for themselves. They made a new lane because there wasn't one. So this alien distraction shit, you know, it's funny. It's like when I don't mean to make myself a big deal or anything like that, but when I quit drinking alcohol, like, because I was a drunk, and I started getting really motivated, and it was like this demiurge energy, or I just forgot what I called it before. Something Seven Beaumark knows about. But anyway, it seemed like it was that they didn't want to work. They wanted to come up with a blanket, like everybody mask up reasons, which really was a defining moment for those people who don't let or allow misinformed, misanthropic wieners to dictate to them nothing. And they thought that they were going to tune us, or like, you know, like social engineer on us. And after the point that there wouldn't be none of us left, like you're just going to eradicate us like a problem or something like that. Now, don't be surprised if nobody helps you and you fall on your face. Don't be surprised, because nothing changed, and you just look weird. Like, look at Farron Cousins. Like, there's those people. They want to watch the world burn. You know, it's like they don't. It's like they'd rather see suffering. So even his own kid's asthmatic, but he said that on a hot day he would put a mask on his kid, and fucking even when he's alone in his own room, he has to be masked. Like, you know, fucking, you got a bad deal. Your dad is a fucking molester. I mean, you need free airflow, and a growing child for progress. You know, you could fuck around and stunt their growth because you are more interested in playing up your you're progressive. I'm a progressive, this, that, and everything, that you don't have no introspection. You can't even look into anything. If it comes to it, you'll sacrifice your kids. You'll sacrifice everybody for a dialectic. And it's disingenuous. It's intellectually dishonest, disingenuous. And if you trick the fuck out of yourself and you fall on your face, it's gonna be hilarious. You're gonna believe your own lies. If you're gonna lie effectively, how are you not gonna believe it? And if it was catered for you and everything made sense and it was beat into your head and you never knew anything different, you're still responsible. You're still responsible because everybody's not a coward. And you can't quantify any intellect in that you just went along. You're not going to quantify anything as being a contribution to a platform position. You're not going to quantify anything as being fortitude, or you're looking out for your loved ones or people weaker than you, or you want to succeed and you want to see other people succeed. You can't even say that about yourself. Now, come on now. Come the fuck on, man. You're more like scanning and studying people for terms and appropriate emotional responses that you can wield and throw back in our face for feudalism. And not everybody's doing that. So that's why you look like a molesters. All you gotta do is stand in the way of progress, because progress is life or death. And so just being in the way, your fear of pedagogy, it's the same thing. Fear of pedagogy is pedophilia. You don't have to want to molest kids. All you have to do is tell somebody to stop snooping around and stop poking their interest in win fucking business where they got no business now, or you're procuring and pandering for somebody else to do things that you maybe don't want to do. That's the same thing. It's the same. Whether you're getting something different from the ritual out of it than somebody wants, like, to be clout and recognition. Somebody wants to rise through the ranks. Somebody wants wealth and power. Somebody wants, like, they're all the same shit. And then it's all about control, and people gravitate toward those positions of power that are all fucking molesters. It's just what it has been for forever. And then every now and then it becomes too much of a problem, and there goes the vigilantes. They can't wipe them all out. They can't send a message, drive permanently home that we don't do this and we're not into this. So it pops back up later, and they'll be out here trying to win the debate so that you can never go against them again. And it's a good luck thing. It's like a mechanism that they have to confide in somebody, that they have to tell somebody what they've done. They want somebody to identify with, and then they have to tell on themselves. They have to start to ask questions like, is it okay? And this isn't wrong, and such is mutually beneficial, right? It's like, this is brave, right? This is like, what you're doing is contributing, and it's mutually beneficial, and it's brave. Or there's some reason why you think you're flatten the curve. Oh yeah, we're flat. We're like, if we don't do this, the whole humanity is doomed. So you can have a cortisol spike if you see somebody break the rule and not have a mask on, and then